TikTok in the house. They just came from LA. They're awesome. TikTok has been probably one of the only like platforms that like leans in like super heavy to us. And I think this is probably for all platforms. Like Instagram doesn't come here, right? I think if we can do what they're asking us to do, we're going to do really, really well. We already do really, really well, but they keep coming and saying, look, like you guys are here, you need to do this, we need to make more content. I think we're making like a fifth of the content that we should be making in order to be like super successful on TikTok. So now we're building our strategy team out, our like M&A team. So we're going to build out like an acquisition team that just sends out a ton of messages daily to acquire new affiliates, and then a management team, and then obviously a content team. So we're basically treating TikTok like its own company inside of Raw. And it's obviously paid off tenfold already, but now it's going to really take it to the next level. That worked out well.
Try some pretzels?
Yeah. I think these will be our best selling item on TikTok, without not even close compared to second. Give anyone is, when you're starting something, plan it out, put it on paper, figure out, what you need to do to make ends meet, and really just do that until you can't. People get so excited about, oh, we need to hire a marketing director, we need to hire this person, we need to hire a guy to pack the boxes, we need to hire a guy to answer the phones. But if you can have one person doing all of those things, the quicker that you start profiting, the more you can put back into the business, the more the business can grow. And all of the businesses that we've had, the first one's the hardest, right? It's kind of like you learn how to do everything wrong the first time, and then you learn from that, and you don't make the same mistakes twice. So with the medical offices, full transparency, I maxed out at American Express. I had my first office was 400 square feet, maybe 450 square feet, and I made it work, right? I had, it was me and then one nurse. And then as I grew, I would hire a different doctor, and I would grow the infrastructure based off of, being able to. I never put myself in debt because I didn't have that luxury. I didn't have money. I had nothing to rely on. So I knew if I failed, I was totally screwed. And I think the problem is nowadays you have a lot of people who are willing to give people money to start businesses, unfortunately. And sometimes I think the best way to start a business is without someone else's money, because you learn how to operate a lot better when you're using your own money, when you have more to lose. And after the first one, obviously, then you have your own capital. Then on the next one, you can use your own capital to build it. And, successfully till this day, we have no debt. All of the businesses are debt-free. For every single one of them, I've never taken a loan. So it's been one of those things that, I've been able to not just preach about, but I've done personally, and I can speak on all of it. And could I get one today? Absolutely. If I needed one, I could leverage that and do it. But, I've been able to get to this point of my career without. So it feels good to be here and to have that opportunity, or have that if needed. You too. Have a good one. Oh, these things hurt my fucking ears, dude. God damn. My ears are like squished. So this is actually a really cool story. So these guys are they're our ad buying group. So they do a lot of ad buying for some of the biggest brands in the industry. Really, really, really large brands, way bigger than us. And they reached out about, I think it was probably a month ago now, and they asked me if I would be willing to do like a talk, like they do like a founders talk on their Spotify and YouTube and stuff. And I was pretty honored because, again, it's a legitimate ad buying company. So I just did that. Actually, I wish I could get some of that for our channel too.
I was gonna say.
Yeah, you should ask them. Yeah. Because it was really, really good questions we'll throw into this video for you guys, because a lot of the questions I just answered are the questions that you guys asked me. And I gave some pretty deep answers. So I would love for that to be in this video, and I hope it is. But yeah, it was awesome. Shorter than I thought, but I think I answered some valuable questions, and I'm getting a little bit more comfortable talking about stuff like that. So it's always good practice. Yeah. Sweet. Oh shit, Serge, are we rolling?
We're rolling, bro.
We're literally about to be flying in a hurricane. So that should be interesting. First time. I called the pilots though. They said we should be good. They said the storm is going to hit tomorrow morning, and then it'll be gone by the time we leave. So I think we're good. Okay.
Yeah. Should have brought the Polaris.
Just haul it ass.
Screen area? We are in Rosemary Beach, and this I don't even know what this place is. What is it, like a food court? It's like a, what do you call this?
A round robin.
The Big Chill, that's what it's called. It's like a bunch of like badass little restaurants. It's really dope. About to get some barbecue, and then yeah, eat. Fucking starving. I haven't eaten in like a day, so I'm excited to eat. I am an absolute bitch when it comes to cigars, and if I smoke a whole one, I get like actually fucked up. Like I can't, like super lightheaded. So I get the little tiny guys, and these are like perfect for like at night, or if you want to just chill before you go to bed. This is my jam. So I got every single one of them that they have here, I think. Right? Yeah. Good. All right. Let me go get my wallet. So can you hold these?
Yeah.
Let me go get my wallet. I'm parked in the middle of the street too, boys. Good morning. It's like 5 something, going to get some coffee. This place sucks because nothing opens until 6, so I'm running a little late, but I'm gonna get some coffee, hit this run, and then I don't know what else after that, but our meeting's today, so wish us luck. All right, so last night I couldn't sleep at all because obviously I'm not home and Sammy is like about to have birth at any second, so I just literally didn't sleep. But woke up super early, got the boys coffees, gonna drop the coffees off now, and then go for a run, so awesome. Eggs and bacon, my staple breakfast. So we have a meeting. Everything's good. Ran, and time to eat. What's up? Good morning. Actually, technically, it's still morning. So this is really cool. So earlier this year, we were nominated to Inc. 5000 for the fastest growing companies in the United States, in the country. And apparently we definitely are one of those companies, and we're about to find out where we rank as one of those companies. So we're pumped.
Stay tuned.
Yeah. So we have to, the call starts at noon where the reveal is. So we have 1 minute until it starts, and then we should see what goes on. I'm excited.
Again, to Capital One Business for providing this festive way for us to celebrate. Now, before we dive in, mark your calendars for this Thursday, August 8th at noon Eastern. I'd love for you and your communications team to join us for our Make the Most of Making the List streaming event. Here,
It's a list.
clearly they stick around and growing. For us,
But really listening to them, and that's 5,000.
No, these are like,
And now, it's the moment you have been waiting for. Your official Inc. 5000 ranking. We know that this is exciting and you're eager to share your ranking with the world, but we ask that you hold off until the press embargo is lifted on August 13th. Your number will stay up on
so we can't
for
post?
5 minutes, and then I'll be back with one final message.
holy shit, dude. We're number 9.
5,000.
Yes.
That's great.
That's crazy.
I got goosebumps.
Me too. Number 1 in Port St. Lucie, baby.
Dude, that's fucking nuts.
You're in Florida.
What about people who don't commit to it? No, up there.
But they go after the people. Dude, we are number 1 in consumer products. We're the number 1 CPG company.
Fast growing.
Yeah.
What that means. Do it.
Dude,
What's
that's
the other part?
fucking
Say what the other companies
insane.
are. Does it lift the other part?
No, probably not. Dude, I have fucking goosebumps. Number 1 in CPG. Number 1 fastest growing CPG company in the fucking country, dude. That's insane.
Crazy, yeah.
Holy fuck, dude. Let's go. we reached out to, they reached out to us a while ago about like basically like providing information for like the fastest. They take the top 5,000 companies in the country and they rank them as far as 1 to 5,000 across all different platforms, like whether it be construction, tech, all different things. And we're number 1 in CPG, which means like consumer product goods, which is like any supplements, any toothpaste, like anything that's in a store that you can take off the shelf and buy. Number 2 in Florida, and we're number 9 overall between every category on the whole entire list, which is like insane to me, like absolutely fucking bananas. So
Number 2 in Florida.
it is.
This is also our first time even having the opportunity to be on here, so it's super cool. Top 10.
That's fucking nuts. We can put that on all of our decks now. That's like absolutely insane.
Yeah.
That's huge for all of our decks.
What'd you think, Chris?
Hey.
What'd you think?
Chris doesn't care.
That's crazy.
But how do we know that is correct?
How do we know that you're the right people?
Wow, that is absolutely fucking unreal. Okay, this is actually a really cool question, and I don't even really know my answer to this yet. So I'm just gonna ask you, and hopefully it comes to my mind before.
Oh God, I gotta answer.
All right, so this one's good. If you had the opportunity to meet anyone in history, who would it be, and what would you say or ask them?
These are going to be deep questions that I can't just answer without thinking on.
Well, that's the whole point, though. You have to
Like,
like
to meet
answer them without
anyone
like
in history?
thinking.
I'd be pretty curious on a personal reason to meet my grandparents. 'Cause I never really got to meet them. To be able to ask them what my parents were like as children, how they raised them, philosophies they instilled in them, and just get a better understanding of why my parents are the way they are. But
That's a dick move, because I was gonna pick my papa.
well, there you go.
All right, so the reason why I say that is because like my papa, he's not my biological grandfather, but he raised me. Like he actually raised me more than my dad raised me, and I think that if I could have gotten like advice from him now versus then, because I was so young, like
You're not smart enough to even ask the right questions.
Yeah, like I think 90% of the person I am today came from the lessons I learned from him before I even knew like how to learn lessons, I guess you could say. So I feel like if I was able to have him around now, he would be like that person for me. He would be the person that I would ask every difficult question, I would ask for advice from, and that's 100% the answer I would give. 100%. Next question. These are actually really, really good questions, so I'm really hard finding all of these. What legacy do you hope to leave behind, both professionally and personally?
I feel like I've left enough of a legacy already professionally. I don't really even think about that. I just want to be able to like walk around with my children and be just so proud of who they are, because I know I raised them how I wanted to. I want them to like love me, feel safe with me, feel connected with me, and then just have them start their own family and be safe and connected and just feeling good and happy and knowing I did a good job as a dad. That's the best legacy you could ask for.
Yeah, I think professionally, I'm really content with what we've done with all the brands that I have. I think for a long time, it was really hard for me to say like, I'm good at this. And that's kind of like why I always tell the guys, like, I never felt like I could like consult or do things for other people, because I felt like I wasn't like good enough. And maybe I got lucky, or maybe this happened. But I think now that I've been able to do it like multiple times in different, I guess you could say like different genres of business.
Stacked enough proof.
Yeah. Like I've proven to myself that I'm definitely capable of doing that. And then personally, I think that I think one of my personal goals would be to be close to my grandkids. And the reason being is because like I have been influenced so much by my grandfather, my papa, that I see so much now that like there's such a disconnect between grandchildren and like, I guess you could say like their grandparents.
Grandchildren, grandparents.
The generational miss, right? Like obviously I'm going to raise my kid to be incredible, and I'm going to want him to do whatever he wants to do, and I'm going to support him, but I don't want to lose that with like the next generation. And I think like even with me, like I look at my grandparents now, like my Nana who's still alive, and like I want to spend more time with her, but I don't, and I wish there was like a better connection there. And
I just want to be that like stubborn as fuck old man Not in a
don't, or you
negative.
do?
I do. Not in a
Yeah.
negative sense. Just so, like, I'm too old to give a fuck what anyone else thinks
Yeah.
of me. So just fuck
Yeah.
everyone, you know.
Like the old guy walks around in like slippers and fucking doesn't give a fuck what anyone
Yeah.
thinks. Yeah, no, for sure. What are you looking most forward to about being a father? For me, the answer is just fuck, man. This one sucks for me. I hate talking about this. I just want to do, like, when I grew up, like, I have vivid memories in my mind of things that I wish were different in my childhood. And it had nothing to do with, like, anything but besides, like, being present or my dad being present with me when I was younger, doing things like baseball practice or coming to my football practices or just supporting whatever I really enjoyed at the time. I felt like it was more of a chore for him at the time. Like, I remember him complaining about doing things with me. And, like, I'm really excited to not do that with my kid. Like, I'm excited to be able to have the time to put in the effort, to put in the energy, to just enjoy the moment and, like, support whatever it is that he wants to do.
To make them feel safe and not a burden.
Yeah. Yeah, like, you know, like, it's like when you're getting ready for baseball practice. I literally remember this moment. I swear to God, like it was yesterday, dude. I moved to Florida when I was 9. I was probably 7 years old. I was in the front of my dad's truck, and he was our baseball coach.
Your dad was?
My dad was our baseball coach, and he was like the worst baseball coach. He like never showed up to practice. So what would happen is we would be going, and he'd be like, "Oh, I got to go do this, or I can't do this, or this is taking up too much of my time." So he would drop me off on the side of the baseball field with all the stuff, like all the bats, all the balls, everything, and then I would walk to baseball practice by myself. And like the assistant coach would be the one who coached that day.
Yeah.
And like I remember walking there like, fuck, I have to tell, like, it's my responsibility to tell everyone here, which maybe made me like be good at being in uncomfortable situations. I don't know, maybe I can take like silver lining out of it. But
You are very good at being in difficult situations.
I am. But it was it sucked. You know, like there's no one I wanted to see like more than my dad at these games or at these practices or cheering me on or making me better. But like my mom had to fill that void for a lot of this. And obviously, you know, my mom was really busy too.
Mm-hmm.
So like it just really big missing part of my childhood.
Any boy wants their dad just to be there.
Yeah. What about you?
What's the question again?
Hold on.
Do you remember, Serge? What are you looking forward to most?
What are you looking forward to most about fatherhood?
I would say the same. I would say what I was and I'm glad I have is just like a reason to care less about other things in my life, to stress less about losing the Olympia and the money and all these things. Because you come home to like a little baby girl and she smiles at you and nothing else matters. And I just think there's like nothing more important than that. It just puts life into perspective and being able to appreciate what's truly important, which for me has always been family. So I think the more kids I have, the more she grows. That will only grow more and more, and you know, life kind of comes together.
What are 3 key pieces it takes to create a successful business like Raw? I actually want to hear your answer because I would think that they're probably going to be a little different.
3 successful things?
Three key pieces it takes to
pieces?
create a successful business like Raw.
Let's go back and forth.
Okay,
Say
go
first one is people, relationships, trust relationships, good people, good leaders.
Is it like, okay, so that like answers all of that.
Exactly, that's everything.
I think you have to have some sort of strategy. I don't think you can go into it and just think like, I'm going to make this.
Yeah.
Right? Like there has to be something that says what makes you different, what makes you better, what void are you filling in an industry, what is your intention of the brand. Like you have to have something to say or do that makes you stand out against every other supplement company.
Mm-hmm.
But again, I don't think any of that works unless you have the right people. And when I say the right people, it's more so like the right people that start it, but also the right people like that working here. So I think it's people and relationships are literally the answer to everything.
Yeah.
I think you've probably learned that more and more now being
100%.
in business, right?
Yeah. I mean, of all the shit I've done in my life, it started with Maddie and Calvin, and then it was you, and that's the 3 people I still do everything with, and that's it. Just for the last 10 years, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that people underestimate how important it is to have people, and it's not even, they don't have to be like the best at what they do. Like, I think that's a big misconception. Like, obviously you want to pick people who are incredible in their specific fields, but I think just good people and people who are willing to fucking go to war for you.
People you can trust, have your back for all else. Yeah.
And like, you know, would look at a decision based off of like the same way you would look at the decision, you know, like being like, he's not going to do anything that's going to fuck me over. I'm not going to do anything that's going to fuck him over. So like, we're looking at this for all of us as one. And it's super rare, I think, to have that type of a relationship with if you can say you have 5 people in your life that are like that, it's pretty rare.
Yeah.
Like very, very rare. So I think that's it. And then obviously, like, as leaders of people who are like that, you know, that kind of trickles down. So I think once you have it, and then once you're able to speak underneath, like kind of build that from the top down, I think you have success. I think ultimately that's kind of what defines success.
I would say having passion of doing it for the right reasons.
Yeah.
You know, it sounds basic, but if you're getting it in for money, if we'd gone through half the shit we'd gone through,
wouldn't have done it.
We wouldn't be here, you know?
Yeah. No, I
we
say
surpassed all of our monetary goals so long ago. We know that's not what we're focusing on now. We're just still doing what we started to do it because we want to grow something big. We love what we do. And
yeah.
We love the community, and we're just enjoying it.
Yeah, I've literally had talks with my therapist multiple times where she's the one who kind of says it, and she's like, this is why people, like, passion is required. Like, you have to be in love with what you're doing, because the things that you're going through, if you weren't in love with the process and in love with what you're doing, like, you would fail right now. Like, you wouldn't keep going.
Yeah.
And I believe that. I do believe that there have been points where I was like, if this wasn't what I loved, and, you know, if all the good days didn't outweigh, like, this time, like, I would definitely throw the fucking towel in, because I just don't give a shit enough. And obviously having a good support system.
That cheesy quote, what is it? The person who loves walking walks further than the person who loves a destination.
Correct. I'm gonna like twist this one, because this is good for you too. So what led me to get into triathlon training versus weight training? And then I'm gonna ask you what you're gonna do after you finish bodybuilding.
All right.
All right. For me, honestly, I just wanted to be healthy. I think I got to a point in my life where, I mean, this is kind of deep, but I had a fertility issue. Like a really bad fertility issue where me and Sammy have been trying to have a kid now for, I don't know, 3 years probably, I would say.
Yeah, that's the whole year.
Yeah. And I couldn't. And I thought it was, you know, who knows what it was because of, but I knew that there was a point in my life where I was like, I want to just get super healthy. I want to become not like the best shape of my life, like physically, but the best shape of my life internally. And I think that doing so, this sport, like through science, has shown that this is the best sport to really get you in the best shape of your life, obviously cardiovascularly and health internally, whatever. There's like studies that show the bone density of like triathlons at like 80, and their bone density is like the same as someone who's like 30 or 40. It's like the average human. And that was what started it. And then when I found out Sammy was pregnant, that's when I was like, fuck, like, I'm going all in on this because I just want to live as long as I possibly can. And that's when I really took my whole health to a new level. Like, everything I do is based on, you know, living longer, living healthier, you know, providing a better life for my family, and being able to be here as long as I can to see my son do whatever he chooses to do. So that's what got me into it. And I think that's why I'm actually like enjoying it and loving it so much, because I'm not in it for the physical. I'm in it for like such more important reasons, right?
So what am I going to do after?
Yeah. And why?
I mean, I'm literally just going to focus on my health initially, outside of like physically. It's just going to be the same thing. Lose some weight, be healthy, go to Turkey, do all the health scans, blast myself full of stem cells, and just do everything I can to be healthy. But I'm not going to do no Ironmans. I know you guys think I'm going to do one eventually.
I never thought you would do that.
You guys always give me shit for that.
No, I don't.
I'm probably going to combine the whole like CrossFit thing and try and stay jacked and shredded and be able to run
Super
and jump.
dads.
I want to like start playing like tennis, and I want to get Bradley into tennis and kick her ass in tennis. I want to be able to dunk a basketball again. I want to be able to clean like 315 again.
You did dunk a basketball, but you like broke your
I broke my knee for a bit. I couldn't walk for 2 weeks after. I want to be able to land after dunking the basketball and not break my knee. I used to be so athletic. I could like jump over fences and climb buildings and do whatever. So I'd love to feel springy like that again.
I think that's one of the coolest things that I notice about myself now is like I'm like so much more nimble. Like, you know, like if you're like walking and something comes out and like you move out of the way quick, like I do that and I'm not like, oh fuck. Like
I'm like,
yeah. So I don't know. I think anything that's going to make, obviously I want to look good. So I don't ever want to get to the point where like some of these kids who do triathlons, no harm, they look terrible. They look like they have like super skinny, you know. And I don't think I would sacrifice looking like that to be like the #1 person in that sport, which I probably never would do anyways. I think I just want to like stay in a certain shape
Yeah.
as I get older too. All right, that's it. Good? Sweet.
Close it out or?
No.
Just cuts, black screens.